Oleksandr Usyk is not going to fight Moses Itauma. And the reason why Usyk is not going to do this is because, according to Usyk, he does not want to break Moses Itauma. Guys, I am not making this up. So let's have a look at the article that explains and talk about this a little bit more. So this is an article on the TalkSport website. And as you can see here, the title says that Oleksandr Usyk doubles down on refusal to fight Moses Itauma, but for new reasons. So what is the new reason? And then we go down to the article, and as you can see here, as I have highlighted so you guys can see, Usyk was actually asked, why is he fighting everyone, the likes of Rico Verhoeven, or willing to fight Deontay Wilder, willing to fight literally people that the boxing world are not asking for, but it's not willing to fight Moses Itauma. And basically this is what Usyk said. He said, I have said it before, I'm not going to fight Itauma because he is a young guy. Usyk then went on to say, but I don't want to break him because this guy likes me. So Oleksandr Usyk is thinking about Moses Itauma. Oleksandr Usyk is thinking, this guy is very young. I don't want to fight him. If I fight him, I'm going to break him. I'm actually going to do things to him that would be a detriment to his career, to the future of boxing. And look, I think Moses Itauma is one of the, exciting prospects in boxing. I think Moses Itauma is going to be a world champion one day, if not sooner, later, right? I think he's got a much bigger future ahead of him. For what he is now, the skills that he possesses at this age is incredible, and the things that he can do in the ring. So Moses Itauma has a big future ahead of him, and I think Oleksandr Usyk realizes that, and Usyk wants to give Moses Itauma the opportunity to develop in his own way. I mean, over the years, Moses Itauma has received a lot of praise and, a lot of adulation, and the hype has been a lot. A lot of people asking for Itauma to fight the likes of Usyk, to fight Joshua, to fight Fury. Like, people want to see, Itauma in the ring, and people are excited to see that. But I think Oleksandr Usyk realizes the nature of the situation, because if he fights Moses Itauma, he could potentially break Moses Itauma and basically do things to Moses Itauma that would be really difficult for him to come back into the sport, because he's so young and Itauma needs to be protected. But guys, this is not the first time I'm talking about this. I remember after Itauma beat Dillian Whyte, a lot of people were talking about Itauma should fight Usyk, Itauma should fight this person and that person. And I said, look, guys, pump the brakes. Let Moses Itauma develop at his own pace. Let him learn the trade. Let him make mistakes. Let him take a loss, maybe. Let him come back from that, because losses in boxing builds character, right? Not that Usyk has ever lost before, but Usyk is special. We just don't know how special Moses Itauma is just yet. We know that he's special. We know that he's phenomenal. So far from what he's shown us, he's really, really good, and definitely the future of heavyweight boxing. However, he's not tested yet. We don't exactly know what Moses Itauma is. And I made this video on my channel, as you guys can see here. All right, this is my channel, and I titled this video Oleksandr Usyk vs Moses Itauma, the harsh reality nobody talks about. And as you can see, that was 6 months ago, this video that I made. And I made sure that I talked about this in a way that people understood where I was coming from. So have a listen to what I said about this fight, about Moses Itauma fighting Oleksandr Usyk, and what that would mean for someone like Moses Itauma's, career. But Moses Itauma has not been past 5 rounds. So if Moses Itauma is going to fight Usyk, best believe that Usyk is going to make Moses Itauma work, and work as harder than he's ever worked in his career. Oleksandr Usyk is going to take Moses Itauma into deep waters, and I promise you, Oleksandr Usyk is going to drown Moses Itauma. Oleksandr Usyk is going to break Moses Itauma's heart. So look, guys, I have talked about this before. I think it's a mismatch. I think this fight should never happen. I think Usyk has got 1 or maybe 3 fights left before he calls it quit. I think Moses Itauma should stay away from Oleksandr Usyk. Seriously. Because, I know that the excitement is there. And even Turki Sheikh has talked about this, that he wants to see Moses Itauma fight Oleksandr Usyk. And in as much as it looks exciting, it looks great, I don't think it's a really good thing for Moses Itauma's career. If they want to see the longevity of Moses Itauma in boxing, they need to keep Moses Itauma away from Oleksandr Usyk. And that is because Usyk is someone that Moses Itauma has never faced before. But Usyk has faced someone like Moses Itauma before. Plus, Usyk is more experienced. Plus, Usyk is a much better fighter than Moses Itauma in every single department at this moment in his career. So there's no point. It makes no sense to put Moses Itauma in there with an absolute incredible fighter like Oleksandr Usyk, who in all actualities is going to dissect Moses Itauma in the first round and then proceed to break him down. And then, as I said in my video, take him into deep waters, and then when the water is around his neck, we will see if Moses Itauma is able to swim in those shark-infested waters. This is what Oleksandr Usyk is going to do to Moses Itauma if they fight. So, guys, I don't think it's a good idea for Moses Itauma to fight Oleksandr Usyk. I think, if anything, Moses Itauma should get into Oleksandr Usyk's camp and learn from him as much as he can. Get in there, spar him, ask questions, and learn from him. There's no reason for people to put a lot of hype behind this and make this fight happen when Usyk is going to dent Moses Itauma's confidence. And as he said there, I don't want to break him, because if I fight him, I will break him. That's exactly what Usyk is saying. And my video that I showed you guys just now on my channel, I said this 6 months ago. And this Usyk quote is just coming a few hours ago. So I have talked about this a long time ago. I've talked about the fact that this is just a fight that should never happen, and Usyk and Itauma should spar, and Itauma should learn from Usyk. Itauma should ask questions, and Itauma should take advice from Usyk, because, you know, he's one of the next generation of heavyweight boxing. We don't want the same sort of predicament with Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez. Although it is quite not the same, it is similar, because Floyd was the experienced fighter. You know, Canelo was coming up. He was trying to earn his name, and Floyd basically outboxed him. It made Canelo a better fighter in the end, because he learned from that loss. The difference between that and this fight, although I think they're a bit similar, but there's the big difference between Canelo versus Floyd Mayweather and Itauma versus Oleksandr Usyk is that this is the heavyweight division. And the heavyweight division is an unforgivable division. What I see is Oleksandr Usyk stopping Moses Itauma in the middle round somewhere and really denting his confidence to the extent where Moses Itauma will be exposed to everyone in the heavyweight division, and people will start to see his weaknesses and they will capitalize on that. So it is in Moses Itauma's advantage. It is in his interest to stay away from Oleksandr Usyk, learn from Oleksandr Usyk, and become a better fighter. If he allows people to push him into fighting Usyk, and Turki Al-Sheikh makes this fight, I don't think it ends well for Moses Itauma. I think Usyk stops Moses Itauma, and he stops him in a devastating fashion. Guys, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Oleksandr Usyk saying that he does not want to fight Moses Itauma because he doesn't want to break Moses Itauma. Let me know what you think about it.